Hi everybody and welcome back to another CYT-Crypto news edition where we take a look at the news that are making the headlines in the crypto world today. And before we go on, if you can join the pre-Telegram group we've got going on, which is fantastic. The members are growing all the time. I think we're past 500 members now. And that would be fantastic if you could join us there with some brilliant chat. And if you could hit the like button and the notification bell as well, that would be fantastic. It really does help the channel. And we're going to look at the news just now. If you just bear with me a second, I'll just jump over and see what's happening in the world of crypto just now. Okay, so on CoinMarketCap, we will just look quickly at the figures. We've got a market capitalization of 263.5 billion, so that's gone up $1 billion over the last hour or so since I was on live this morning. Bitcoin dominance has gone up to 55.8%, and Bitcoin price has actually gone up to $8,271, which is looking good. We'll take a look at the Bitcoin price chart as well. Who's the winners and losers? Chainlink, Energy, Hypercash, Bytum, Nulls, Qtum, all up in double digits. Well, Bytum, Hypercash, Energy and Chainlink all up in double digits. The rest are in green. We've got about, I think it's about 40% in the green, 60% in the red. Who's the biggest loser? We have Aurora Coin down 48%, Zcoin, Egretia, all down in double digit reds. I've got kind of red market, but not by much, to be honest. So it's still looking good in the crypto world, still looking boding well for the weekend. Okay, a look at the Bitcoin chart, 8,263. This is using Binance, the Bitstamp chart. On the 4-hour chart, we'll just go to daily. And you can see we're still following this kind of trend line very, very closely just now. And it's looking like that. We've seen with each trend line, we've had a trend line kind of happening since beginning or the end of last year. So I've plotted these trend lines here, but it's getting steeper with each trend line. And this one is the steepest so far. It just shows us that Bitcoin is in a bull kind of run just now. It's on a bull run just now, and it's continuing to do so. So it looks stronger, in my opinion, it looks stronger here. We've got since this kind of last one, we've got since the kind of 30th of April. And this has kind of lasted, and I think this might go steeper again, so we can reach the $11,000 mark. I think it might even go higher from there as well, but we need to break a few barriers first. And the first barrier being 8,400, then 9,000, then up to 10,000, then up to 11,000, 11.5, and so on and so forth from there. But it's still looking good for Bitcoin in my eyes. I still think we're going to go up to 11,000 very, very soon. And we'll just kind of crack it open here. So by the middle of July, we should reach 11,000. I think it might go up even before then as well. But we need to wait and see. So Bitcoin's still looking strong. We've had a run on the alts as well. If we look at Binance just now, we can see Moneta purely manipulated, but it's gone up, went up about 100 odd percent, went up to 890 from 318, so nearly kind of 200% on that. But it seemed purely kind of manipulated when you looked at the kind of order books. So we need to wait and see what kind of happens there. But it's had a run up, and it went up nearly 200%. Chainlink with the news with Google has gone up big time as well. It's just coming back down again. 18,983. So it might come back down and then kind of jump back up again. So it's coming down for a breather at the moment. iDo is up, Hypercash, Nav is up as well. Nulls, who's at the bottom? Just now got Phantom just now. That's obviously just been released onto Binance just now. It did go up and then it's come back down again. So it's just going for a breather at the moment. So we need to wait and see what happens there. Okay, on to the news. Binance to expand its operation to the US when FinCEN approval. So Binance is going to be closing its doors to US citizens. Binance.com is going to be closing its doors in 90 days time. So you've still got up until December to trade on that. And that is affecting the price of Binance at the moment. So the BNB token has gone down to 398,000 Satoshi. It's come back up slightly. It did get down to 392. I suspect it's probably going to go down further, to be honest. And we kind of look at that in a 4-hourly. Yeah, I think it's going to go down further than that because obviously that decreases liquidity on the Binance.com exchange when the US customers go off. So that's one of the reasons, obviously. And it's purely because of regulatory reasons as well. So this is the kind of news that they're going to open up a Binance US division. and this is from CoinSpeaker. So Binance.us to launch its crypto trading services in the US. Binance has partnered with local firm BAM Trading Services Incorporated. The company will release further details of the launch in the coming days. So we don't really know much about BAM Trading Services. So this is to do with all the regulations that are coming out in the US just now. And hopefully they're not stifling progress here with regards to crypto markets, because it's just not good with that. But Binance are trying to keep up to date with the regulations, and they're obviously doing that by releasing a Binance.us. But how many coins are going to be on there, how many projects are going to be on there, it's hard to say. There's always ways around it, and a lot of people will still be able to trade on the Binance.com site. You could go to a VPN, for example, you could do that. Permanent VPN, you could try that as well. Open up an account there if you've not already, and try it that way. So Binance pushes for stablecoins. A Malta-based cryptocurrency exchange is currently working its way out on the new projects in the crypto space. According to Bloomberg report from last week dated June the 5th, Binance is working on issuing new stablecoins within the next few months as well. So there's a lot of things going on with Binance just now. A lot of regulations are trying to get passed. There's a lot of hurdles in its way just now, but I think Binance are definitely leading the way with this as well. And this is the other piece of news. I've posted links for you as well. Binance says it's launching a US exchange with FinCEN registered partner. So we'll kind of wait and see over the coming days what's happening there. Bakkt, we've heard this story yesterday, but Bakkt reveals July the 22nd date for Bitcoin futures testing. So Bitcoin futures user acceptance testing to commence in July 2019. So this is one step closer to Bakkt opening up, which is ICE's kind of moonshot bet. As mentioned earlier, Bakkt's journey until now has been full of regulatory hiccups. This regulation kind of stifling progress again, but we have to have some degree of these regulations, obviously, to protect us as well. If there was none at all, it would just be like it's just now. It's just the Wild West, to be honest. But I think too much regulation is just going to kill the market, and we're going to have to find our own ways around this as well. And we're kind of doing that anyway just now. So this is the news that Bakkt are going to be coming out with the testing in mid-July, kind of end of July as well. So this is good news as well. That could be pushing the Bitcoin price up a wee bit, but I don't think it's going to have that much of an effect on it, to be honest. Ripple says 14 new banks and financial institutions just joined RippleNet. So Ripple's global head of banking says the company's network of banks and financial institutions called RippleNet is growing at a rapid rate. In an interview with Bob's Guide, Marjan Delatin talks about the impact of the blockchain technology in the world of finance and says 14 new banks and financial institutions have signed up for RippleNet in the past few weeks alone. Among general audiences, they still think the blockchain is the same as Bitcoin, but honestly, what we see among banks and financial institutions that we're working with, and we have signed up with 14 in the past few weeks, is a decoupling of the concept of crypto assets and what the underlying technology can bring. So RippleNet is all about obviously blockchain and getting onto RippleNet as well, and getting institutions onboarded onto RippleNet as well. So they have to kind of educate. It's about educating the banks as well. But I would imagine a lot of the financial institutions will kind of know what it's about. Obviously, they'll try and get up to speed as much as possible, and a lot of them will do, but they've signed up 14 banks. Has it had a difference on the price? No, not one bit. So have a look at the XRP price just now. XRP, BTC. Nope, still going down, 4,804. I don't know when it's going to happen, but there's something big is going to happen with XRP. It's going to explode at some point. Don't know when. There's just way too much good news. I know they've got a lot of competition, supposed competition, which is not really competition. But I don't know when it's going to explode, but I think this is still accumulation zone for XRP just now. Charles Hoskinson hints at collaboration with a major sneaker company. So on June 13th, Charles Hoskinson gave a talk for the Imorgo sister company in Japan celebrating the 2-year release of Cardano. And the topic of the talk, the success and progression of the Cardano ecosystem. So in it, he talks about, let's go back to here, back to the main topic in Japan. Charles discussed a few of the exciting developments for the asset and the potential partnerships. Obviously, there are many things to comment on, but the targeted topic is the launch of the testnet for single nodes under the Shelley protocol. That's what everybody's been waiting on. So we need to test that. It's going to be in testing phase for the next 3 or 4 months, and then it's going to be coming out as well, and that's when the staking system comes in. So this is an exciting time for Cardano, and in essence, with this development, the asset is leaving its generation 1 phase and transitioning into generation 2. Although that's not the only thing Charles highlighted, very briefly in the video, Charles threw in a short phrase which might have concealed something huge. He mentioned that Cardano has been collaborating with a sneaker company. There are many sneaker companies in the world, but the one that comes to mind has been in the news very recently, i.e. Nike. So Nike and blockchain, Crypto Kicks. So Nike is one of the biggest sneaker company in the world, and they just happened to have announced a blockchain initiative and project in late April. And the project named Crypto Kicks is an ambitious dive into the crypto world. So is it a collaboration between Cardano and Nike? If that were true, then that could be huge. It could be a catalyst for kind of pushing Cardano to the next level, both in price-wise, obviously, as well as kind of partnership-wise and business-ways as well. So a lot of things going on in Cardano. I still think is one of the best long-term holds that you could start accumulating just now. Still love Cardano. What they're doing is very slow, or we think it's very slow. It seems very slow to us because we're in the crypto world every single day looking at the news. But in essence, it's not really slow. It's just building up and building up and building up. It's just a slow kind of growth of this big, huge snowball that's going down a hill. And when it starts rolling, it's really going to start rolling. So at this stage, we're just kind of making that snowball up just now, or Cardano is, not we, but Cardano is making that snowball just now and just kind of rolling it along the flat ground. And then it's going to kind of push it down the cliff, and it's just going to keep on rolling. It's going to keep on rolling. The momentum is going to gather. Price is going to rise, and we're going to see that dollar, the $1.50, the $2 that's going to come in the future. For us as investors, obviously that's what we're looking at, but we're looking at the progression of what Cardano can do as well, and they're doing fantastic at the moment. Still love Cardano, and I still think it's one of the best coins to accumulate for the long term as well. So look at Cardano price just now. It did go up a couple of days ago, but since came back down to 10.97. Still think it's a brilliant accumulation zone just now for Cardano. Report to Uber, PayPal, Visa to back Facebook's global coin cryptocurrency. So Visa, MasterCard, PayPal and Uber are all backing Facebook's new cryptocurrency, according to a new report. So the Wall Street Journal reported on Thursday that social media giant has signed on more than a dozen backers for its global coin cryptocurrency. A stablecoin has been developed in secrecy for more than 6 months. Each of the new backers, it's not really a secret, each of the new backers will invest roughly $10 million in the project as part of a governing consortium for the cryptocurrency. So Stripe, Booking.com and Mercado Libre are part of the project, according to the journal, though the report does not specify what the roles are. So we need to find out more information about this kind of global coin. There's more information coming out on June the 18th. The same time as Zilliqa. Is there going to be some form of collaboration there? I thought a lot of people from Zilliqa are thinking so. I'm not so sure, but we need to wait and see. If it does, Zilliqa is going to rocket up as well. We need to wait and see what happens on June the 18th for global coin, for more information about it. And this is just another news story about it as well. CME Bitcoin futures volume smashes records, up 250% in 2019. So Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Bitcoin futures smashed records in both volume and open interest in May. In a liquidity report, CME Group reveals that May showed massive growth with 223 new trading accounts, making it the most successful month for its Bitcoin futures product since launching in December 2017. So says Tom Lee, Fundstrat's head of research, this is very bullish as the rise in Bitcoin futures volume reflects incremental institutional money. So in mid-December, CBO became the first US exchange to launch Bitcoin futures, but now is expected to settle its last Bitcoin futures contract on June the 19th, which is 5 days' time, following an announcement stating that it would not issue a new Bitcoin futures market in March, and that would reassess trading its derivatives product, CBO Bitcoin USD and futures XBT. So more news on that coming soon as well. Chainlink kind of announced this yesterday as well. We're thrilled to share that Google is one of the great companies integrating Chainlink into their approach to smart contract adoption. Here's how GCP Cloud users can use Chainlink to connect to BigQuery, one of the Google's most popular cloud services. So some form of collaboration with Chainlink and Google there, which kind of shot the price up for Link. BTC, we just have a quick look there, and you can see that kind of shot up. It crossed over in 9,000 Has went up 147% since. And with cryptocurrency, especially with cryptocurrency, you kind of know when something is happening. And I've been talking about this for ages. If you go back to the videos and see how I come to do the kind of premium calls as well, you kind of know what's happening when there's going to be a crossover. When there's a crossover, there's something happening. Even if there's no news or anything, you know there's a lot of people know the information before we get to know it. So that's how you know something's happening, and that's why it's good to look at the charts, because it tells you the underlying news before it actually comes out. It doesn't tell you specifically what it is, but it tells you there's going to be something, or could be something. But obviously looking at the charts as well, there's forms of manipulation. We've seen it with Manetha this morning. That's purely kind of manipulation in there. There's no news, there's nothing out. It was just kind of, it looked like pure manipulation with kind of big, huge kind of buy walls going up as well. So, but it's good to look at the charts. It kind of tells you something is kind of bubbling on in the underground, and that's what happened with Link as well. So we've seen that with Link, and we'll go back and look at Link. So we go to this is on the daily. So crossed over on the daily, around about here. There was a big spike up, around about here. This was on the 14th of May. Why was there a big spike up? There was nothing come out on Link, I don't think, on the 14th of May. So if we look at that, the charts tell us something kind of is bubbling. And this could be the start of it as well. So if we go to the 4-hourly chart, 4-hourly crossover was on the 5th of June at 12,000. On the crossover from 4 hours, you could have had 100% rise there. But it's kind of come up from all the way down to its low of about 8,000, its local low. I think that's the last news story. We'll just go back to the Bitcoin chart, BTC USD. 8,293, so it looks like we're going to get up to 8,300. We did get it to before earlier on. We'll just go to the hourly chart and have a look. So the last previous hour, we got up to 8,325. That was at 9 to 10 UK time. So it looks as if we're going to go up and hit that 8,400 mark, and hopefully this weekend could be the 9K weekend. So 9K weekend for Bitcoin, possibly. We're following this kind of support line quite closely as well. So it could be a 9K weekend for Bitcoin. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you could hit the like button and kind of share this as well, just share in groups if you're in a Telegram group. And don't forget to join our free Telegram group as well. Link is down below for that. And you're going to be one of the people that get notified of when the premium group reopens. So you get to know a week before everybody else if you join the free group just now. And that's premium group is going to be reopening at the end of July. So look forward to seeing you in the premium group. But just now you can go into the free group, have lots of great chat there as well. There's some amazing people in there with some great skills as well in crypto, with charting, with fundamental, with research as well. So join the free group, be brilliant to see you in there, and I'll see you in there as well over the weekends. Until then, namaste, take care, bye now.